I knew that something was wrong when I was in 6th grade.
I knew what I had wasn't normal.
Felt like someone hit me with a hammer.
And the bleeding was really, really heavy. After the bleeding didn't stop, my parents took me to the doctor, and
the really weird misdiagnoses began.
Years and years after suffering with this and thinking of myself as someone who was, I don't know, weak and somewhat hysterical.
It seemed like my mom was the only one who actually believed me. I ended up harboring a lot of resentment.
I was extremely depressed. I was suicidal because I didn't see an end to it.
I didn't find out I had endometriosis until I was 36 years old, a full 23 years after I first got my period.
For the patients that come into the office, probably only about 20% have heard the word endometriosis prior to my beginning a discussion with them.
I'd never heard of the disease endometriosis. I just thought that it was part of being a woman, what I was going through.
And the symptoms are usually not directly related to the periods. That's how the first step in misdiagnosis really starts.
Endometriosis is often mistaken for other diseases. It can be misdiagnosed.
I suffered with it in my 20s, but I was always told that it was a GI problem.
Women with endometriosis are dismissed left and right by the medical profession.
I did feel like no one was really hearing me.
I personally have been to an emergency room where I said, oh, I have stage 4 endometriosis, and the nurse looked at me and said, well, what's endometriosis? And as a patient, that's scary.
Even at school with the school nurses, when I was in their room, they all thought that I was just trying to get out of class, so I never actually wanted to talk about my symptoms.
When I finally had surgery at 36, and the nurse leaned over and said, you have endometriosis, I was so relieved because I finally felt exonerated.
I guess imagine that instead of playing football, you've swallowed a football and now it's turning on you and it's eating your insides.
I didn't participate in a lot of different activities that I used to love.
They pretty much engulfed every part of my being.
Endometriosis definitely makes you feel isolated.
I think about all the days that I missed.
My stepdad's mother passed away. I was supposed to go down to her funeral service. I could not imagine sitting in a car for 8 hours.
Emotionally, I would say was the hardest factor of dealing with the endometriosis.
Will leave me crippled.
Endometriosis was definitely another character in any relationship that I had.
We have this other reality that we must always contend with.
As my husband and I both say, is the third wheel in our marriage.
I think endometriosis definitely affected the intimacy between me and my husband.
You don't necessarily want your partner to know what you go through every month.
Romantic relationships were really, really tough for me.
When you're experiencing that intimacy and you realize that after, like she's going into these spasms and hunched over in pain, I didn't really kind of know what to do and how to handle it.
Endometriosis has affected my fertility significantly. I'm 38 years old. I don't have any children.
They told me you might not be able to have kids after a certain age, or you might not be able to have kids at all.
And that's a little hard to swallow when everybody else around you is having kids, and you really can't.
Early detection and treatment are the best prevention.
I think so. If we're going to educate the public, I think we really need to start educating the doctors as well.
Endometriosis is a war that patients fight every day.
It is not normal for your daughter to be laying on the couch suffering, saying she can't go out of the house.
Don't be afraid to ask questions.
Do not suffer in silence.
My name is Padma. My name is you.
My name is Susan.
My name's Alyssa Rivera.
My name is you.
My name is
Leslie Okerson.
My name is you.
My name
is you.
My name is Jumka.
My name is you.
My name is you.